back. So today I'm going to be talking about what I do for my smart home setup. Now it's going to be a very basic video, and if you've noticed, I haven't uploaded a lot of videos onto the channel lately. It's just because 2020 has been pretty crazy, as you know, with the coronavirus and all that stuff. So I've just been kind of busy and haven't had a lot of time to do YouTube stuff, but I'm back at it. I've got some cool new stuff. A lot's happened in the time since I uploaded the last video. So today I'm just going to be going over my basic smart home setup and how I've got it configured. So the first thing I want to talk about is what my goal is with the smart home setup. So for me, it's not about door locks and it's not about like security. It's more about convenience. So for me, I like to be able to just walk into a room and just be able to walk in and just basically have the lights on. And that's why I've used voice command assistants in order to do that, because it's just easy, it's convenient. I can walk in, and by the time, I'm starting to do what I want to do in that room, the voice assistant has the lights on already, so it's very handy to just be able to walk in and get going. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, is more the convenience side, because that's what I focus on in my real life. So the first thing I want to start out with is what each room is kind of set up like. Now I'm not going to go around and show each room, I'm just going to kind of talk about it. So in this room, my office, my filming space, I have this one lamp, which is a smart lamp. It's just a normal lamp. But I made sure to buy a lamp that didn't have a dimmer or anything, because I just need it to be all the time on and provide power to the light bulb that's in it. So that brings me to the light bulb, which is these ones. Now, these ones are just, they're pretty expensive, honestly. It's, see if the camera will focus on it. It's these ones. They're the Lifx mini color. Now they have quite a few different versions. They have one like this. This is the highest end version of the A19, and it does colors and whites, which is really nice. And then they have one that just does different color temperatures, which is the mid-range. And then they have one that is just a single color temperature, 2700K, just run of the mill, except it is dimmable. So, and obviously it's Wi-Fi, so it goes to your smart home devices. So that's the light bulbs that are in them, just quick there. And so that's in this room. I have this lamp, that's it. And then in my bedroom, I have two lamps like that. One is just a tall lamp, and then the other one is actually a more desk lamp like that one that just sits in the other side of the room. And what that allows me to do is I can do different color temperatures, or I can do different colors themselves to kind of change the mood in the room, which is what I like to do, because some days you're in a different mood, you got a different perspective going on, you want to be able to switch it up. So that's why I have it like that. And then in the living room, I have the base model where it's just 2700K. It's just a nice, even color temperature. And usually it's set at 100%. The reason I have it in there is just because, once again, smart home controllable. So that's the setup as it sits right now. I don't really have any outside light control. I used to have a bunch of these outside, but then I moved them all inside because we upgraded the fixtures and they don't take normal bulbs. Yeah, that's a whole nother story for another day. But another reason I like these light bulbs is because, one, they don't use hubs. They just connect, each bulb connects to your Wi-Fi individually. So you don't have to worry about a hub like the Philips Hue or any of that stuff. Each bulb connects to the Wi-Fi individually, and it's really nice as long as you have a good Wi-Fi router, which is the main thing I have here, is a good Wi-Fi router. So all these bulbs work fine no matter where they are in the house. They are HomeKit compatible, which is what I like, because I'm definitely an Apple person. Now I hate Macs, but other than that, I love it. I have an iPad, I have an iPhone 12, so I'm definitely in the Apple ecosystem. So I like to be able to use HomeKit in order to control the stuff in my house. It's really convenient because not a lot of these lights are HomeKit compatible, like these cheaper ones. Like if you go to Walmart and get a color changing Wi-Fi bulb or whatever, chances are, if it's real cheap, it's not going to be HomeKit compatible, because in order to be HomeKit certified, they got to have like some kind of fancy process and whatever. And these are, so that's nice. But they also obviously work with Alexa, and they also work with all the other ones. Google Assistant, that's the one. I used to use Google Assistant, but I switched all to Alexa last year because their devices are a lot cheaper and they offer a lot more different types, which I'll get to in a second. So that's kind of the lighting overview for what I have for lights. Now let's talk about the actual voice assistants that control it. So obviously, like I said, I use HomeKit, so I have all my devices right here in HomeKit, and it's pretty nice. And you see some TVs in there, I'll get to that in a minute. But I use HomeKit for when I'm on the go and I just want to run stuff off my phone. But when I'm at home, the voice assistant I choose is Amazon Alexa, because the Alexa devices are a lot cheaper than the Google ones, and they have different types. Like for example, this is the Echo Flex, which I got for actually $10 at Best Buy on one of their Black Friday sales. So that was a pretty good deal. But they're a lot more versatile. That's just one that just plugs into the wall and just sits like on the wall. It's small, you know. And then they have the Echo Dots, which are also pretty cheap. You can get those for like $19 every other week, it seems like. So those are awesome. And so, you know, and obviously they got like the show and stuff with like the screen on it and crap. But the reason I like Amazon is because of that flexibility. You can choose a device that either plugs right in the wall, or it sits on the desk, or has a screen. Whereas Apple, you're stuck with like the HomePod or the HomePod Mini, which doesn't have a screen, and they're way more money. You know, they're $100 or $250. And the Google Home Mini, I don't like that because it's just one. You can only have like just that one puck that sits on the table. Whereas this, I have the freedom to choose between something that plugs in the wall, or sits on the desk, or has a screen on it and all that. So that's why I went with Amazon, and because they're the cheapest. And you know, Amazon, they're always good. So that's why I went with that. That leads me into the next thing, which is how it's all set up. So I like to have my lights set up to come on at sunset, which is why I chose these once again, because in their app, you can set them up to turn on at sunset, or just before or just after sunset. And it's really nice because it means that it's just seamless. No matter what time of year it is, the light will come on at exactly sunset. I never have to go in and touch the schedule at all. It's just there, it does its thing, and it works. So I like that a lot. Now obviously, it can be controlled by the voice assistant, which I'll get to later, but that's the thing I like too about these bulbs, is that they can be set on that sunset schedule. So now let's actually get to how the assistant addresses each bulb. So I can just say, because I have this bulb linked to this room where this is, they know they're in the same room, I can just say, hey, turn off the lights. And you can see that now the light's off. Turn on the light to 50%. And you can see now it comes on to 50%. Set the light to green. See there? And then it works. So the colors might be a little off on the camera just because the studio lights are pointing at it. So that's pretty cool. And that's what I'm getting at, is that it's so nice to just be able to walk into a room, be like, hey, set the light to incandescent. And then just like that, you know, I'm ready to work, I got the light on, and it's super handy, especially for ambiance. You can just say, you know, a different color. It's really nice for ambiance, and it can change the mood in any room just with your voice. So I really like that aspect of it. I have the iPad here because I was going to show you the home kit on here, but I kind of already showed you it on the phone. So I'll just go ahead and pull it up on here anyways, because I want to talk about these TVs next. So if you have modern TVs at all, they probably have this feature. Now these are just 43-inch 4K TCL Roku TV, and they have this feature so you can use AirPlay with them and all that stuff. But then you can also control them. So if I just tap on Office TV, you can see the TV turns on, and then I can actually go in here and I can change the input on it. So I can just change it to that one. Should bring up HDMI 2 on the screen here in just a second. Yep, there it goes, HDMI 2. So that's pretty cool, and then I can just go back to the home screen. And actually you can use the iPad as a remote, just like this. I can, oh crap, that was the wrong TV. There we go. Then you can just kind of go through the menus, and that's pretty cool. It works good as a TV remote, and then obviously I can just turn it off again, just like that. So those are also pretty cool to have. You can control volume and all that with the remotes. So pretty cool. I don't have them linked through Alexa because, I mean, it'd be pretty easy, I think. I just need to sign into the Roku account, but overall it works pretty well. So that's pretty much it. I was just showcasing how I'm able to control the lights in each room with my voice when I walk in, or on my phone if I'm away doing something else. It'd be nice to just be able to have the voice assistant, or be able to just tap a button on my phone and have everything work. So that was just today's video, just talking about my basic smart home setup, and we'll catch you in the next one.